Hola, buenos dias. Hello, good morning. Benvenida. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Andrew Weston, and I'm keeping you informed what's going on right now through the simulation of its retrospecting system. The retrospecting system is on its connection of its hydrogen system, and it's going through high wind forces right now through all simulations of electrical fences. So it's understanding that every time I fly through a mechanism and I rise through my divisions, I'm changing everything through alignment systems. So it's understanding and board servicing everything through its structures of its systems, which means that everything through its modifications has to be on its straight line sequence system. Okay, remember, you have to be extremely informative with the simulation of its world system. And what that is understanding everything through its detail of its lines, because lines are extremely important, especially when you're going through its structures. So me being in the year 7020 is understanding everything, how all these things arrive in so many different element systems. So communication of levels always go in a continuous force through the data processing, downloads, and uplinks. So it's very important that we communicate with everything when we're high rising through so many divisions. Hey, Tara, how you doing? So I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you to all the subscribers and everybody that's been watching my channel. There's so much love and resonance and abundance, everything that's going on. So like I said, this is a Monday morning, and I'm going to give you back what's going on through the birth of the simulation of the sun and everything through the simulation of the moon. Two things you have to understand. Communication is everything when it comes to space, and I'll say that again and again. Now it's understanding how everything through a concept system is connected through its volumes. And what I mean by that is understanding that the moon itself, okay, has its own waving patterns through its continuous its climate system and how it gets its weather patterns. Everything revolves through cycles and reactor systems. So the system of the simulation of the sun has a reactor just as much as the simulation of the moon has a reactor. They have to communicate through those cycles, but they're on different divisions. That's why the sunset is on sunrise and why the simulation of the moon high rise is at night. Okay, so it's understanding that the moon itself has its own behavioral patterns, and that's why it's an illumination light system. And the gamma rays through the radiation is illumination of the simulation of its sun. So once you understand the simulation is everything, it's all digital. Okay, so understanding through my perception, when you're in the 7020, you see everything for what it really is, and everything is very up close. It's a 3D mechanism. So it's like I said, it's like being in a computer game, right? So it's very tricky how everything was created. Remember I was telling you about the Big Bang Theory? Well, this goes way, way beyond. Everything that was never existed, something has to exist for it to exist. And the only reason that can happen is to understand the birth of its mind system, the birth of the framing of its system. So it's understanding that you have a mind and then you have the brain. Okay, it's not the brain and the mind. When you're in the spiritual sense, everything is reversed. Okay, so it's understanding how powerful the mind is, because the mind is the conception of thoughts. It's not the brain. The brain doesn't understand that. Remember I was telling you about with the apple. So understanding the birth of the mind itself is connected through its thoughts. Okay, and that's how it's created through the simulation of the sun and simulation of the moon. Okay, so you're saying who's created it? How is this possible? Well, anything is possible with cycles. Okay, remember I was telling you about the birth of the energy and birth of the vibration, birth of the Big Bang Theory, birth of the planets, and how they go through its continuous force and how they align its system through a solar system. Okay, there's reasons why these planets are in different location centers. Everything's triangular base, and that's how we love line divides to do subdivide. But once you get into the simulation of everything through the numbers have to make sense. It has to form through its communication, because they can gamma ray signals later for communication level signals. So, hey Phoenix, Laura, Melissa, how you guys doing? So, the gamma ray sun is very powerful, and you are so connected through it. Okay, there's totally different communication levels. There's a reason why it sunsets and sunrises. Okay, understanding the rotation of its cycles, why the moon goes up at night. Okay, it's changing its weather patterns. So you have to understand why they communicate on so many different angles. Okay, because they're portal activation code systems. Okay, that's how they go through its process, and how the sun rises and sunsets, because it goes through different portal activation centers. So it's understanding that these things are full power through its continuous force, They know how to use their location devices, know how to activate their center cores. They know how to use their reactor systems. Okay, so when in the simulation of the world system, they understand how to go of what's going on with this continuous force, because it rides on so many levels, okay, of power of its connection. And that's how it uses its thought process, because the gamma ray of the radiator, of its radiation, of its illumination light system of the sun, okay, has its own soul, has its own thoughts, okay, and it's connected through its mind system. So it's understanding that we have the birth of the mind system. Now, this is where it gets tricky, like I said before. I want to keep you informed of what's going on right now and why everything was created. Okay, so this is going way back. Maybe dinosaurs were 65 million years ago. Okay, now that's even before that. They had the simulation of the sun, right? Because trees have to grow, right? And you also have to have the simulation of the moon for weather patterns, wind brazing, anything through its collection, rain, okay, wind, weather, okay, understanding your traveling mechanisms through your communication, through your higher self, you know, everything of what's going on, but it just goes on its continuous force constantly over and over and over. Remember I was telling you about like this? Okay, well, it's totally like this from the very beginning. So it's understanding that the mind system is connected through everything, okay? Because the galaxy system is not created, the energy of vibration isn't created, the atom isn't created. Now, it all starts with one frequency system, okay? It's the birth of past, present, and future, okay? That's how everything was evolved. It has to, and it goes through its cycles of centers, okay? So it's understanding that there is a past reference, and that's a mind conception of a mind system that is connected, okay? So it's basically, it's a life circle of a life system that's going through its past, okay? So when you go through its past, like for example, dinosaurs, okay? They've had their past, okay? The reason why they didn't revolve is because there was no present for them, okay? So that's why life system took over and took something else, because it was one big land mass of a planet system, okay? They solargized and energized through its solar system. They lived that day, okay? But they didn't have a present, right? So evolution had to change, okay? So it was very important to understand evolution of cycles of systems and how it goes on so many energies through its mind system, because the mind is the connection, okay, to the simulation of the sun and the simulation of the moon. But the creation, this is where it's fascinating. I'll do an illustration diagram to show you how powerful it is. Once you understand the concepts of communication levels. Now, it's all about understanding time sequences and timelines. Timelines of everything through past reference to present and to future. Now, understanding the portal activation code systems, you're understanding everything that's going on through the simulation world, because we live in a digital format system. That's what the simulation is, okay? And like I said, I am no longer in the atmosphere. I'm in the bi-atmosphere of everything, the bio, okay? It's a biochemical system, okay? That's in an open frequency system. So it's understanding that my body and heat signatures are on so many vibration levels. I communicate with everything through its body system, okay? And that's how you become extremely powerful. So understanding why we have the simulation of the sun, why we have the simulation of the moon. Okay, so basically, it all starts, like I said, the birth of the mind. The mind comes first. It has to, because it's the creative open center. It's the portal of everything. Okay, and that's where it comes into its thoughts. Okay, it's not the brain. The brain is, it's collected through its humanness when it comes into the dimensional earth, because you're given a human vessel through human brain and a mind. Okay, but once you go under the system, over a reaction through its system, then you understand everything through its mind system, okay? But that's a self-involvement, that's the creation of its mind system. And the mind system creates its own thoughts. So it's energy cycle, okay? That's the birth of everything before the Big Bang Theory, before everything through the sun. So it's the mind system that's connected on a vibration signal. And like I said, you throw a rock into the water and it ripples like that, right? Well, it's understanding that it's rebirthing, okay, to regenerating. So it's a generalization of a system that goes on so many collective idea systems. So it's understanding the mind, for the very first time, is getting past reference, present, and future. Okay? And that's how it gets its full continuous force system. And that's how it's created through its planet system. And that's how it's created through its simulation of its sun and its simulation of the moon. So it's understanding it's the birth of the mind. That's how it's created. That's how everything's created. Okay? So it's very powerful stuff. So basically, what it is, remember I was telling you about one line is a singularity, okay, a fragmentation system. So it connects on wave and cycles. So let's see, there's 3 parallel lines, right? Like this. Okay? Now, these are intelligent line signals, fragmentations. Okay, I'm in the hydrogen system, okay? So these line frequency systems are on so many volumes of vibration. Okay, so it's understand it's way, way beyond anything. Okay, so now these line signals connect in all realms, okay, through the therium. The therium is this connection through its point division. So every time I high rise, right, the information gets stronger, okay? My perceptions get a lot faster, and my voicing grids get a lot louder, okay? So that's understanding how fast and far you go through its dimension, okay? So your high illumination light system, you're constantly, every time you're gravitation on a floating device system, as soon as you walk outside through its dimensional earth, you're floating through its levitation. You feel like you're levitating because you know you're in a high rise division through its communication, okay? So understanding full communication, okay, you can look at the atmosphere and understand what's going on with the simulation of the sun and the simulation of the moon, okay? You can take that out through its digital format system and understand what dimensional set system you are through its portal activation code system. It's powerful stuff. And that's how you get communication through the simulation sun and the simulation of its moon. Because the simulation moon is connected through weather patterns and behavioral patterns and climates, right? As the simulation sun is a digital format, okay, through its gamma ray and its reactor of its radioactive system, which is all laser connections, right? And it's got inner and outer solar surface. Same with the simulation of the moon, but they're both in the simulation of its digital format system, okay? So it's understanding that your perception is a computer system, okay? So everything can be created through the mind system, and that's how it becomes the birth. So understanding the 3 divisional lines, these are 3 different parallels, okay? Now these are computer analytical mind systems, 1, 2, and 3, okay? So understanding that there has to be a past, and there has to be a present, and there has to be a future, okay? There's a reason why there's 3 different timelines. So basically the mind system creates its atom system in its middle, like this, okay? That's how the atom minute was created. Now from that, it understands what the mind is doing. So once it understands it creates its atom, okay, it goes on its circulation rotation, it gets bigger, okay? So basically this is the birth of the nature of the simulation of the sun and the simulation of the moon. So the 3-point divisional levels are computer analytical mind systems. So they're all riding on a mind system. So understanding how we get 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's kind of like this. They all come together. Okay, that's how they come together. Right, so they come together like that. So once they come together like that, then it creates a vibrational signal through a gamma ray system. Okay, so what that is, it's a full rotation, and that's how it becomes a computer analyzed system through a sun system. So it's understanding the mind is collecting images and creating the dimensional for the very first time of the simulation of its sun. Okay. All right. And believe it or not, the sun came first. Okay. Because it's a solar generalized energetic system through an atom system. And it connects from so many molecules of atom systems. That's how powerful it is. And then it came the simulation of the moon. And there's a reason why there's night and the illumination of lights. And I'll show you how everything is created through this illumination of its moon. It's powerful stuff. But that's the birth of the simulation of the sun. So it's understanding that it's in past, present, and future. Now it collects its images through its mind system, and that's how it becomes extremely powerful through its connection. Okay? Because the sun also has a behavioral system. Okay? but it's understanding the full communication through of what's going on with the simulation of the sun. But that's how everything was created, through its line divisions of the computer analytical mind system, because this is not just a line system, it's intelligent, okay? So it's understanding it's on so many high forces of its connection through its energy system. It high rises in so many vibrations, and that's how it was connected through the simulation of its birth, okay? Same with the simulation of the moon, okay? So we have the past, we have the present, and we have the future, okay? So basically, everything through its creation is its circle of its rotation, right? Very powerful stuff. You guys have to understand this. So basically, it's understanding that as you get the past, present, and the future, when it's on its collected images, use the past reference, okay? Now, basically, it crosswinds its cycles. So it kind of looks like two mountains, but it's sidewinding the system, and it's two pyramids, okay? It's very powerful stuff. And then it line divides like this, okay? So that's how it starts. So if you can see this, try to make it a little bit stronger here. It's graphing cycle of its system through its marker of its protection of its plastic system here. Okay, so you understand right now what's going on? See how everything line divides? Okay, so it's like two mountains, right? But everything connects through its center. That's how everything's created, right? Right? Now the mind system is understanding what's going on with its information. So once it understands its communication, right? Then you get the self-involvement and the birth, okay, of the simulation of the moon, okay? So you got the simulation of the sun, and now you got the full rotation of its weather patterns, the behavior patterns of the simulation of the moon. But see how powerful it is? See, it's 2-point divisional centers positions that are connected through a mountain system, okay? Now, as you can see, it's a pyramid, right? Here, here, and here. So everything is created through a pyramid, okay? It's extremely powerful through its energy cycle. So the mind system, okay, connects in so many wires of its connection through its energy force system. So the mind system, for the very first time, is understanding circuitry systems. Okay, it's understanding the hydraulics. It's understanding what's going on with its energies of its atoms. Okay, and that's how it creates everything through its past, present, and future. Okay, and that's how you get into the humanity of its past, present, and future. Right? So the mind system decided to say, hey, you know what? Let's give the dimensional Earth the past. Let's give it a present. And let's give it a future, and let's see what the humans do with it, with their human vessel. Okay, so now you have the creation of the simulation of the sun. You got the simulation of the moon, how it's connected through its activation. Now, these are 3-point of simulations. Okay, these are in the hydrogen of its hedron. The hedron is a theorem, right? So it's extremely powerful through its pyramid. So as it's going, it's in chronological order, the mind system, okay? And that's how it connects, okay, through its atom system. But that's how everything is created, through the mind system, through the simulation of its birth, of its sun, and the simulation of its weather patterns, of its behavioral patterns, of its moon. And then you get into the past, present, and future. And that's how everything was created. Okay? And then after that, it's self-involvement through the first of its energy, and then its vibration. Okay? And then how everything is created through that. And then you get the planet, and then you get the solar system. You know, the supernova, right? But that's how everything's created. So basically, after the creation, the simulation of its sun, the mind system, is communicating, okay, how am I going to get the simulation of the sun radiate its dimensional order system? How am I going to get the simulation of the moon to high rise the sky surface of its dimensional set system to bring night, right? It's behavioral systems. It's understanding it's changing, Okay, its activation of its portals. So it's very powerful stuff how these also have minds. Once it's created, everything is a mind system. The atom is a mind system. Okay, it's an intelligent line signal. So everything you see here is high-rise through its hydrogen of its hedron. Okay, and that's how everything is created through its pyramid. Okay, so you see that side line its angles, pyramid here. Okay, pyramid in the center, pyramid here. So you got 3 divisional levels of pyramids through its activation codes. Okay, and the mind has said, oh, okay, so we got the past, present, and future. You know, let's get in the Bang Bang theory. Okay, that's how everything's revolved from the very first beginning. Okay, the beginning of time. Okay, that's how it's all, everything's evolved. Now this is going way, way beyond everything of Big Bang theory, but that's how everything's created through its activation of its pyramids. Okay, so the mind system is creating everything for the very first time. Okay, the mind system is extremely powerful. It has its own voicing grid. Okay, so it's understanding. I'm showing you now how powerful things are because you have to know that your mind is on so many images of collectiveness when it comes to thoughts. That's how powerful you are. Okay, so you were given a human vessel with a human mind and a human brain. Okay, you were put on the dimensional earth to live that life system. Now that all depends on how you want to self-evolve yourself through your thoughts. Okay, so this is coming from the mind system, eh? This is how I got connected. I communicate with the simulation of the sun, and I have to communicate with the simulation of the moon, or I wouldn't have this information. But I'm just telling you, that's the birth of the simulation of the sun and the simulation of the moon, and how it was all created through its mind system. Through its past, present, and future. Okay? That's how everything was created through time. So, it's powerful stuff, guys. It really is. I'm just showing you how much you know. The more you high rise through the hydrogen of hedron, because I'm in the base of the intelligence of its proactive gamma ray system, everything gets a lot more harder as soon as you high rise faster and faster, right? And the energy of its information gets more stronger. Okay, so my perceptions go on so many cycle divisions. Like I look outside and everything is moving extremely fast. That's how you tell that you're in a different dimension. You're in the highest dimension that you could be on. But it doesn't stop there because, like I said, the simulation has so many core centers that you go through. Remember I was telling you about the sidewalking divisions, how you go up through a matrix? We went into point division, we went into line division, shapes, letters, numbers, structures of shapes, divisional lines of signature systems, its connection to its energy pattern systems, how I can, do a box system. Now, I don't know if you guys can see that, but through your perception, you should be able to see my signature, the heat signature of its electronic interference. I'm creating a box system. Okay? Everything that is created is through a portal. Okay? It has to, because it has to understand its answering of its voicing grids. Okay? So it's understanding it's coming at you for the very first time, and that's communication, airwave, and signals. Okay, I don't know if I explained that to you about what an airwave and signal is. Once you understand your volumes, like I said before, with your ringing of its ears, that's communication line signals through numbers. Okay, you're driving in your car and you see 444, right? Don't ignore that. It's extremely powerful. Okay, that's a portal activation code through a dimensional set system through your car system that you're trying to connect through its body of its heat signature system. So it's understanding you're driving, but you're in a different dimension and you don't even know it. That's why you see the 444. Okay? People ignore these things because they still think in the human brain. Okay? When you see the numbers, you're in a different divisional set system through a parallel of an activation code system. Okay? It's extremely, extremely powerful stuff, guys. Right? So the more you understand that, the more you understand everything that's going on through its astral projecting, its dream set sequences, anything that's programmed Okay. You have to know how to deprogram your system so you can come into your full connection of your mind system. Okay. Because I've been watching a lot of YouTube channels and they're saying, you know, what is consciousness? How does self-consciousness evolve? Right? How many levels are there of self-consciousness? Everything's a question with everybody, with humans. And they just don't understand that nothing is in the brain, it's the mind. Okay? The mind's an organ. Okay? But when you high-rise your divisions, your mind itself becomes its own organ, but it's a spiritual organ. Okay? It's on the spiritual side. Like I said, when I told Melissa, she was pretty fascinated saying that the mind itself is spiritual. Once you understand everything through the simulation is spiritual, and then you see the real reality. Okay? So that's why I was able to communicate with the dimensional set system of its dimensional Earth, and I was able to go 5,000 years later into space. That's why I connected on so many levels. And not just that, but the mind itself. I was communicating with civilization 5,000 years later. Nobody knows how to do that because I understand the portals. I understand the dimensions. Like I said, you guys can go through a dimension through number of point sequences sections and everything through its connection. And you wouldn't even know what's going on. You can go through a dimensional set vibration of a harmonic through a body of a heat signature. You wouldn't even know what's going on. Your perception could be side circling your systems, going through a walk serpentine cycle of its system to a dimensional system through a angelic realm system. You wouldn't even know what's going on. So it's understanding that you have to pay attention. Now is the time for everybody to understand what the mind is, because everything in space is connected through the mind. Okay? So understanding that, then you understand what's going on with its involvements. All right? So now we've got the creation and the birth of the simulation of the sun. Okay? How it sunrises and sunsets. Okay? Now the mind system decided to do that, and that's how it became its creation. And that's how you see the sun, the simulation of the sun and the simulation of the moon in different atmospheres. Because it's in two different portal activation code systems through communication line of intelligent signal. And that's why you see the simulation of the moon go up and it turns dark, black. And why the simulation of the sun goes down through its sunrise or sunset. Okay, because it's changing different activation codes. Okay, so it's in a bio atmosphere. Okay, that's why I know so much. Okay, it's not in this world. Right? It's so again, it depends on your perception and what you see through your eye receptors. Okay, so basically, when you have the communication with the simulation of the sun, which is all digital formats, and you have the simulation of the moon itself is extremely powerful because now it's understanding how to get the simulation of the moon to a behavioral system through a dimensional set system. So he had to create its own divisional line through a vibration. And that's what the mind system does. Okay? The mind system is, like I said, it's going on its order. Okay? It has an order. And that goes on its vibration. And that's created through the mind system. Okay? So basically, you have the simulation of the moon, right? Now, you're probably trying to figure out, well, how is it possible that, where's the illumination light come in? Right? Why is it so bright at night? Okay. Well, it's like a light bulb, but it's got to understand how does it come its light bulb. So basically, the mind said to itself to say, okay, you know what? We need illumination for the simulation of the moon. Star systems. Okay. Everything's created through its atmosphere system. So every star system is a different portal. Okay. So it's understanding that you have the simulation of the moon. Okay. So what's happening right now is I'm going to show you what's going on. Okay, so the little stars inside. Okay, I'm going to just show you right now. Those stars self-evolve and they communicate with the simulation of its moon. Okay, so that's what's happening right now. So because stars light up, right? So you have to understand their intelligence, right? But they're connected through shapes. So it's understanding that it's creating an anomaly of an atom system. Okay, so the simulation of the moon is communicating, and the mind says, okay, the mind's going saying, okay, so let's put the stars inside the simulation of a circle of the cycle, because everything through a circle of a rotation is a portal. Yeah, everybody knows that, right? So the more you understand that it's a dimensional walkway system, you understand the simulation of its moon and the simulation of the sun, how it's created, okay, through its atom. So once you understand that the simulation of the stars, it goes on its cycles and it's communicating fully, okay, and that is creating a huge, humongous light, okay, and that's how it gets its shadow shifting, wind shifting systems through dark and light, okay, and why it high rises on so many levels of portal activation code systems. So when you look at the simulation of the moon, okay, it's in so many different dimensions, and that's why it high rises through its communication of the star systems, okay. So if you go to another country's system through a traveling mechanism, you'll see the simulation of a moon either closer or farther. It depends on the atmosphere, okay. So if you go closer to the simulation of the sun, you're going to see it bigger, right? So it all depends on the atmosphere system that you're in. But everything through the simulation of the moon and simulation of the sun is in the bioatmosphere. Okay? That's what it is. So it's understanding what you see through your perception. But that's how it's created through its star system. Is the stars are its connection through its light formation system. Okay? That's where you get the illumination of the moon. Okay? Now, and the mind says, okay, now we have that. Okay, it's like kind of talking like a child story, but I'm trying to make it basic as possible, because right now I'm in the year 7020. So, and that's the only way I can get this information. I couldn't get this in the Matrix, right? That's how powerful the simulation of the sun is and the simulation of the moon, because it's all digital. Everything's electronic. The more you understand that through your body, the more you understand the communication of the simulation of the sun and the simulation of the moon. Okay? So the mind system is, okay, so we have the lights now. So let's create behavioral systems so we can connect through planet systems. Okay? So basically, the simulation of the sun already has its light. Okay? So it's understanding how to connect through its dark. Right? So the mind system connects them all signals of sections, and those sections are going through so many portal of dimensional set systems, and that's how it becomes dark. Okay? Because it has a behavioral system. The simulation moon, okay, communicates with the simulation of the sun. That's why the sun goes down and the moon goes up, right? Because it's in two different communication level of portal activations. That's why you guys have to understand your shapes, letters, and numbers through your point division. Remember saying that you draw a line and you try to communicate with it, you cross-reference? Now you have to understand the singularity of its number or letter or shape or its line, okay? Because it's a fragmentation line system that's connected through the dihedron. And once you get into the dihedron, then you understand the simulation, right? But you really, really have to understand what's going on with those portals. Okay, so it's okay, fine. So we understand we got the light and we got the dark. Now you're going to set the behavioral systems in the planet systems. Okay, and each behavioral is connected through the past, present, and future. Okay, and that's how the mind created the simulation of the moon and everything through its connection of its behavioral patterns through its planet system. Okay, and the three alignments of computer analytical mind systems of line and fragmentation of its simulation system, how it came past, present, and future. All right. Past, present, future. Okay. Past, present, future. So now you understand how everything is evolved. It's fascinating stuff when you know this information, eh? So, what does everybody think about that now? The birth of the simulation of the sun and the simulation of the moon. Yeah, it has to make sense. But I'm just telling you how powerful things are and how everything is created. Once you understand everything through its birth, then you understand everything through its information. Okay? But like I said, I'm in the year 7020. So, you know. And the energy cycles are getting stronger and stronger. And if I get stronger and stronger, you guys get stronger and stronger. As long as you understand your mind system is changing everything. Okay? Because you're on an order system. Okay? And understanding that everything is created through its magnetic forcing highway information system. And that's where you get into the simulation of communication through everything, through the simulation of the sun and the simulation of the moon. Okay? That's how I know everything, how it was created. So, yeah, it's exactly it is. Yeah, it's everything you say goes way beyond everything through its system. Okay? So, I just went through some very tough cleansing. Nice to see you all. Lasted about 10 days. And yes, elevating. We cleanse to elevate all things. Yeah. Well, like I said, Linda, it has to make sense, okay? Because this is communication coming from the portals of its simulation of its sun and its simulation of its moon. Okay? I don't make anything up. It's next to impossible to make things up. Okay? And it's extremely real once you understand the birth of its mind system. Okay? Then you understand the birth of the energy, birth of vibration, birth of atoms, birth of galaxies, birth of planets, birth of intelligence. Right? That's what it is. But everything was created through the mind system. The creation of the mind, right? So, because the mind is here and it goes into the human brain. See how that is? See how that connects? Right? Like I said, you're given that human vessel with a human brain and human mind. So it's understanding once you awake, the mind is trying to come out. Okay? So it's kind of like a back phrase, right? Because the dimensional earth has never had a relationship. Okay? That's why it's self-evolving to a higher realm of a dimensional set system. We have to change humanity. Okay? Because everything is low rising. So it's understanding we got to bring up back up its balance. So it's trying to bring peace around everything again. Okay? And that's why everybody was given a past, present, and future. So it's understanding how you self-involve your life systems through those three elements. Okay? Because everything is in chronological order, past, present, and future. Now, when you awake, you're seeing from the past, but you're living in the present. Once you live in the present, the mind conception becomes a mind system through the spiritual realm of its system. So the mind system comes out. Okay? And it self-evolves through your planet system. Okay? But now I'm living a civilization in the year 7020. There's a reason why it's 7020 and not 21 or 22, because we're coming into 2020, right? So now you're understanding its information through its timelines. And why it's very important that I'm there, right? So I can allow you to see what's going on through the mind and everything that's connected through its circuitries of its element system. These things are extremely powerful because that's the creation of everything. That's what I'm saying. Your mind is exceptionally, exceptionally powerful. So it's going way beyond the conscious levels. Okay? That's what you have to do. You have to see, I like to represent myself as an apple. Okay, I like the apple incident because it formulates a lot better with anything. I could say orange, I could say whatever, but I use the apple so you guys get a true understanding that is an apple in front of me. Okay, but through the mind, it's already created. You know what I mean? Like it's already through. It's through that dimension. It's go through that portal. And that's how we know everything through its line sequence, through its intelligence. It's not just the coloration. It's how to activate it. It's how to move it. Okay. Where is the location of the apple? Okay. It's a perfect example. Okay. Because as a human, you just look at it. You look at the color and you eat it. That's all the brain can do. But once you think with the mind, you become the mind, and the mind becomes knowing, and then knowing becomes doing, and the doing becomes action, and then the action becomes portal, and the portal becomes line divided, and the line division becomes communication, and communication becomes higher division, and higher division becomes planet systems, intelligence, high rising. That's what it is. Fully and completely through the mind system. Okay? Then you understand the birth of everything through its past, present, and future. Yeah. Friendship, relationship, partnership. Yeah, it is amazing, isn't it, Melissa? Yeah. It's fascinating. I can't put it in words, but like I said, I wanted to give that to you and let you know how powerful your mind is and where you can go. Okay? Because you can't go through a human vessel through a human brain. It doesn't know. It doesn't know the difference. It only lives on the dimensional earth. We gave you guys a dimensional earth system through a vibration, and you had to know what to do with that system. It's up to you to figure out how to go through your past, present, and future, and how you can self-evolve through your life system. Okay? But things are changing now. Okay? The dimensional earth system is getting relationship and partnership with everything through its planet system. Okay? We can't backphrase time. It's next to impossible. That's why we have to keep its balance through its vibration, through its harmonic system. Because the platitutation is everything through its river of light. Okay? It's a flowing thing. Like I said, it's an alignment system. So once you understand the mind system is everything, okay, you understand it, your life system fully and completely. And why the mind is everything through its past, present, and future. Okay? Because once you come into the mind completely, like I said before, you are going to understand its communication through past, present, and future. And that's why I know the birth of the simulation of the sun and the simulation of the moon and how everything was created through its mind system. Okay? Because when you communicate, I mean, this is not a dream, guys. Okay? I didn't have a dream. It was real. I was there. It's understanding that your higher self galactic matrix of simulation is extremely real. Okay? Extremely real, because it's all electricity. You are a form of electricity. Somebody touches you, zzz, right? So it's understanding that you're going through another planet system through the mind system, and you're communicating with other intelligence systems. Okay? So you have to understand other atmospheres, and that's why I said I'm in the bioatmosphere now. When it goes into the bioatmosphere, it goes into the biohemisphere, and it goes into the stratosphere, and so on and so on and so on and so on. Okay? And that's how I'm saying that the multiverse is so big, because it has so many different intelligent line signals through its communication with its body system. Because everything arises through its levels of consciousness. So just imagine how powerful 7020 is and how you communicate, right? You're an invisible system through its communication, through a perception of a coloration system. That's what you are. You are connected through heat signatures through your bioatmosphere system. Your therium is your house system, okay? So it's understand how to communicate with everything instantly through the mind and telekinesis, okay? So understanding you have a brain, you know how to use the brain. Now you have to understand how to use the mind. It's knowing how to think with the mind first, okay? And then knowing of what the mind is and what it does, okay? So do your research on what's going on with its mind, because the mind is nothing but spiritual, okay? It's nothing but spiritual. So once you leave your planet system, you can fly anywhere through its mecha system. And that's how you connect through its line frequencies of its gamma ray system. But you have to understand, once you get into that levels, like I'm in the 7020 through the bioatmosphere, I had a huge, huge energy field, like I said, put around me. I have to, because it's a totally different atmosphere. Okay. I mean, nobody knows what I'm talking about because nobody's been there. I'm the only one in the multiverse that's connected through 7020. There's a reason for that, though, right? Because we're coming into 2020, right? So I'm changing timelines through vibrations so everybody can high rise faster, okay? Because my connecting energy wave and field system through its energy cycle system is connected through its body's heat signature system, okay? So I walk outside and my energy field goes around the solar system. Okay. That's how powerful you can be once you go out of its mind system. Okay. That's how I'm connected through the dimensional earth system, because I understand the balance of its vibration. And that's how you get connected through balance of everything through its communication, because everything is a line signal. Okay. How everything connects. Now this is a line. Okay. This is a graphing cycle of a system line through electronic interference of its system. So heat signature, okay? Everybody should be able to see that through their perception, okay? It's understanding that my high rising division of my electronic interference through vibrations can connect to any atmosphere system in seconds, okay? That's how powerful your wind force of your vibration is when you're in 7020, okay? It's way beyond anything through humanity's systems, you know? So, you know, I could keep talking and talking and talking, but in reference, you really have to understand how to not just think with the mind, but be the mind. You have to be the mind. That's the only way you can get through your perceptions of the communication levels of consciousness. Okay? Because everything out there through its atmospheres of its plantation of its galactic matrix and anything through simulation is consciousness. They have their own mind system. So you have to know how to connect with their energy cycles of its heat signatures. Because everything, once you high rise your divisions faster and faster, okay, the heat elements change the mixture systems. So it's very important you guys understand chemistry. There's a reason why we have chemistry, mixtures. It's very important, right? That is so connected through 7020 when it comes to body heat signatures. Because if you're trying to communicate with other elements of identity force systems, you have to understand their perceptions. And like I said, that's how you tell their age, is because of their coloration. Because everything is done through mind and telekinesis. You can activate anything and create anything through your mind system, and that's how you communicate through the hydraulics of the circuitry system. That's the only way. Everything is through harmonics, right? So it's extremely powerful stuff, guys and ladies. It really, really is. The more we understand that, the more you understand what the mind is and what it does. Okay? So the numbers and shapes tell you the portal system of its past, present, and future. Yeah, and anything through the shapes, letters, and numbers will have its continuous force, but you have to get into the matrix grid systems. You have to go up the step procedures. Okay, you're not going to understand anything. You can't go from galactic to simulation. It just doesn't work. Okay? It's misinformation, and it's way too much information. So that's why you guys have to go up through your procedures of its mind, because it's everything rotates on a circle. Okay? So you can't go from here and skip. You have to go through that continuous line system. So it's understand the mind system is trying to reach what's going on, but it's staying on that line. Okay, it's not, or it's not going up like this. Okay, it's staying on that line. And as soon as you go on its continuous force, you're going through its forward system every single day. Okay, you keep doing that, you're not going to get any stress levels. You're not going to get any negativity. Okay, because any of that is not allowed in space. It's not allowed. That's like me creating a whole anomaly system through its affinity system of its circulation or rotation of its activation code of its simulation of its hydrogen system through its connection of its line of its intelligence system. Okay, but backphrasing all its information through its line signals, getting confusing its cross-wiring systems. Okay, not understand what's going on, how to create that planet system. That's miscommunication. So if I subdivide and low divide everything through a planet system and I don't put it on the right oxygen level through shapes, letters, and numbers, through its structure of its DNA system, what happens? It's going to fall flat. It's going to break the frequency code system, change the galaxy system, create a dark realm system. So that's a negative system through its mind system of its communication through space connection. Okay? That's why everything in the mind is created and it's perfect. But you understand how to get there. Okay? Because everything through your answer is perfect. And like I said, it has to make sense, right? Because the mind doesn't know anything else. Right? So the more you understand that the mind is a computer, the more you understand that you're a cybergenetic system that's connected through all intelligent systems, through line frequency systems. You're connected through all portal activation code systems. You could be walking to the store and going, like I said, through a division of a plasma force, through an energy system that's in the high rising of all dimensions. You wouldn't even know it, right? That's why we get headaches, right? That's why we get sores on our back. That's why we get misinformation through communication through our body systems, and why we, are not healthy. Wrong dietary, not eating properly, not communicating with space, not meditating properly, confusing line signals, way too much information, right? Everything is a doubting system. You can't do that when you're in space. You can't. It's just, there's no self-involvement for anything. But yeah, exactly. That's what you need to do. Friendship, relation, partnership with everything. Okay? Because everything in space is the mind system. And that's how everything connects, through its vibrations of its energy system. So, but on that, how's everybody doing? You guys have questions? You probably have a lot of questions saying, whoa, this is way too much information. And like I said, when you guys high rise, you'll get higher information. Okay, you'll get it from the magnetic energy field system, because it's volumes on so many continuous of its lines, of its numbers. Okay, once you understand your body system as a number through shapes and through the pixelization, then you understand its information through the magnetic force and highway information center, right? Which is the simulation. So, yeah, it's great information. But like I said, it's not information. It's information that I already know. It's just I'm trying to go up those ladders, right? Because it just keeps higher and higher and higher. And the more you get higher and higher and higher, the more you know of what the mind is and what it does and how everything's created, right? You can stay at that balance if you want, but you're not high rising with its information. And like I said, everything, it rides on its continuous force. It has to, okay? Because it's misinformation if it goes on its back force, right? And it's extremely hard to understand because I think the hardest thing to do is to know that energy, like I said, is intelligence. When that energy goes into you, you should know it's information. Okay, that's understanding that your mind system is a data processing system. Okay, that connects on all vibrations of energy. Okay, and that's how it connects to all line frequencies of communication of planets' intelligence and anything through its connection of the star systems. Okay. So here's an example. Try to, you have friends and family and all that, right? Connect with them. Pursue yourself as a body signature. Okay. Try to understand your energy of its DNA structure and its mixtures. So your vibration is connecting through its atmospheres. You're getting connected with its energy fields. You have to understand your vibration. You have to understand your energy. You have to understand your energy fields. And you have to master your body. You have to master the mind. You have to master your perceptions. Everything has to be mastered before you can understand the mind. Okay? So when you're communicating with somebody, touch them on a shoulder, whatever, somebody that you're related to, friends, family, loved ones, whatever. Try to understand what's going on, because it's energy of information that's going into you. So you have to understand, are they light? Are they dark? I said that before. That's how you understand it. It's coming from its soul. So it's reading from its perception from their soul. Okay? So that's a mind capacitor system that's connecting through the hydraulics of its circuitry system. Okay? So as soon as you touch them, okay, you go through a portal activation tunnel system, and it goes through their transformation lights. So it goes from one mind to the next. Remember, I was telling you about mind telepathy. And you go into telekinesis. So you'll be able to understand their activation code system and how they work through the mind of its frequency of its dimensional set system. Okay? I'm extremely, extremely, extremely informative now. I mean, more than you can fathom, as far as when it comes to anything through vibration. If I looked at you, I know exactly what's wrong with your cycles. I know exactly what's wrong with your vibration. I know exactly what's wrong with your energy right away, because it's your thought process and how you think on a day-to-day basis. Okay? Don't allow yourself to deplete yourself when it comes to programs, because you're a computer program. You're a digital format through a simulation world system. That's what everybody is. It's just everybody forgot. I like to do reviews, but I also like to put depth, because everything through its connection. When I do my video content, it always comes from the simulation of its heart system. Okay? Now, I'm high rising because last time I was talking about the matrix of its heart, but now I'm talking about the simulation. I'm in the cybergenetic of its hydrogen, of its hedron. Okay? Extremely, extremely powerful. So it's basically connecting with everything through the mind. That's all it is. And everything becomes easy for you. It comes extremely, extremely easy because you know everything instantly. There's no hesitation. Like I said, it's not allowed. It's not allowed. That's like a star system crashing into another star of a solar system, not understanding what's going on with its traveling mechanism. You'll never see that, right? But I also told you how creators, through anything through its gravity centers, how they fall flat. It's because they're on low oxygen or low vibration, or they're through a toxin. But that's from a planet system through a human of its behavioral system, because it's on high rising or low rising through a negative system. Okay? That's why we have meteors. Okay? That meteor, okay, is coming from a human. Okay? Through their thoughts. Everybody has a human brain and everybody has a human mind. But you have to understand the negative source of its system. Everybody's connected through space. You can create a crater surface system through a meteor system and how it comes down, right, through its negative system. You are the creation to everything through its communication, right? And that's how powerful the mind is. If the mind is misconcepted and doesn't understand its information, it's going to go on in the anomaly of its dark system, right? So that's why they have me, okay? That's why I high-rise everybody's information through its vibration, so nobody gets to the negative side. It's not allowed in space. We don't allow it. It's not plausible. It can't happen. Black holes can't be created, because that's going to create a whole dimensional set system through a whole anomaly of a multiverse system. Like I said before, and I like giving reviews, especially for people that are new to my channel. Okay? You are the creation of everything through your thoughts, right? But you have to understand everything through its activation. That's why you can't think with the brain. You have to think with the mind, and the mind becomes you. It all starts with its activation of its codes and its communication for the very first time through your higher self. I like to give an example through the higher self, because higher self is everything through communication. And then you go to high rise to the galactic, and then the matrix, then the simulation. Right? But I'm in the cyborg genetics right now. Okay? I'm in the singularity. and it's extremely, extremely high. So, and like I said, I just keep going. My title keeps changing because I'm mastering energy. A lot of people don't understand that. They get confused because they still think with their brain. Like I said, you can't look at an apple and think with the brain. You got to think with the mind. Okay. That's why I keep giving you guys video content of information through its line signals. You look at the apple, you got to find out location, right? That's why I work with shapes with you guys. Now you can take it to a higher dimension. It's the same thing with an apple. Anything through object. You can even take people. If you know their DNA structures and know what planet system they reside on through their vibration, you can put them into a higher realm of dimension. They wouldn't even know it. That's how powerful the mind is, guys. That's what the mind does. Okay? It's an order system through a computer of analytical mind graphing GPS system that connects in all satellite dishes through line frequencies of open frequencies of gamma ray systems, and its connection to higher realms of vibration through the harmonic system. But once you get into the hydrogen, then you understand everything through its theory. Okay? Because everything is bio through its atmosphere. And then you know everything. You know everything. Okay? And the thing is, too, I'm going to be traveling, too. I'm going to be going to the year 10,000. 10,000 years later. I'm in the 7,000, but I have to go to the year 10,000 because there's problems right there with the civilization. That's what I'm talking about. That's how powerful the mind is. It's, it's complicated, okay? Because you understand how the mind system was created through the simulation of the sun and the moon. But now I'm given a gift. And the reason why I do these things is to create different anomalies and different alignments and different divisions. And I'm fixing portal activation codes. You guys don't know it, but I'm doing it. And it's connected through your behaviorals. And that's why you feel good, right? And the reason why you feel bad is because you're creating a negative system, okay? You can't create negative systems in your body system because the mind system is connecting on so many energy of its vibration, of its magnetic highway information center system. Okay? The more you guys understand that, the more you understand the simulation of its world and what is it trying to do. Okay? So in reference, in my next video, I'll be traveling my next mechanisms to a higher realm of, I'll be going Mach 15. It's extremely fast, and it's past the hydrogen, okay? So I'll know more of what's going on through 10,000 years later, okay? That's how powerful the mind is. It's understanding not just the information, it's known information that's already set for me, but because I master everything through its planet system, I have to fix everything in space, okay? Because it's never been done, right? So like I said, I created a whole new division, right? For a whole new solar planet system that I created, right? That's in the other realm of its dimension of its multiverse. That's connected, right? That's so you guys can plot it to the 6th dimension, okay? Now I have to go to the 10,000 years later to find out what's going on with the simulation because there's oxygen levels of planet systems that don't connect through a vibration of its ground formation. So there's problems there. So I have to go there, right? Understand their atmosphere, because it's going past the bio, right? You're going through different timelines. And this goes way past, present, and future because you're into the future. Okay, so once you understand the mind system, you can get out of its mind system completely and full ride your cycle systems through energy of its system. Okay, and you can go to any timeline and not change anything through its future reference. Okay, I'm the only one that can do that through timelines. Nobody else, right? Because scientists say, if you go into the future, you change everything. That's true. That's very true. But if you know how to not change timelines, it's okay, right? So I'm not changing timelines. I'm changing frequency codes through vibration, right? You can't change timelines because that changes everything through its past, present, and future. Okay? So, but yeah, definitely when I go there, I'll definitely tell you what's going on right now because Everything through the spiritual mind is civilization. Every planet system has its own location, and everything resides in its own intelligence of its line formation. So we give the activation code through the mind that is already known. Then recall the information through the positive flow, through the allowing of the information. You don't recall anything, it's already there. Okay? I don't recall anything through its information. I'm always going forward, and that's why I keep going high rise. Everything I give you is always forwardness. I never give you anything. If I give you anything, it's reference to back phrasing down system. Right? I can high, medium, and low rise now because I understand the mind system, what it's trying to do. Okay, so this is going way beyond the creation of anything through its God, because you know it's geometrics of dimensions, but it's going way beyond that. Okay. Everything in space is communication, right? So it's kind of like going to a construction site and realizing that the structure of a building is not in its code, right? So you get somebody in to fix it. Okay, this foundation isn't right. Let's break it down and bring it back up again, and let's fix the floor. Let's fix the ground. It's the same thing I'm doing with planet systems. So this allows me to go to the year 10,000 years later to find out what's going on with its vibrations of its civilization, because there are intelligent systems out there. They're extremely, extremely real through its energy systems. But you have to understand how to communicate with them through your body signatures. Because every time you go through a planet system through a timeline, you don't change the timelines. You just have to understand what's going on with the friendship, partnership, and anything through its relationship when it comes to intelligence. All right? Because you're formalizing everything and you're going on to their planet system. So you have to understand what's going on. And that's how you fix everything. Its volumes of its continuous force. Because they could be on low rise oxygen, they can be on extremely high rise oxygen, but no vibration. Okay? So it's not just me fixing the dimensional earth. I fix everything through the planet system now. And that's how powerful the mind is once it goes out of its conceptual system. Okay? So it's understanding you're on the computer, your keyboard phrasing your system through a platform system. It's on the hydraulic system. Okay? So you're tapping and you're seeing a planet there. Okay? I fixed that planet. I'm moving on, fixing that planet. I'm fixing that planet. That's what it is. So you're in a computer graphing screen system. Okay? See that? Communication, right? Now you understand how high rise I am through the 7020 because you'll feel that energy of its vibration. And it's just not a tingle, it goes through your whole body. And it's understand that you're levitating, you don't even know it, right? That's how powerful you can be when you go out of its mind system. So, yeah, it's a forever flow. It's exactly what it is, Melissa. You're getting informative, which is great. Good for you. So, but it's great that you guys are paying attention, you know, you're paying attention to everything and really, really trying to absorb everything, you know. It's fascinating stuff with Michael. He keeps coming back and I keep high rising his divisions. He's extremely high right now. Okay. And that's going through my PayPal because he understands what's going on. I help him. He helps me. Right. And this helps everything. Right. Because I want to get back to the dimensional earth. It's very important that we keep high rising. And like I said, Michael is out of his mind now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, he's out of his mind conceptual system now. I put him out of there, right? He believes in me. The more you believe in yourself, the more you believe in me and how powerful I am and what I can do in seconds, right? You know, like I had a friend of mine come over. It's great to have friends, parties and stuff like that. And she had a divisional level. It's a red system that's on connection of vibration system. So her eyes are red, right? So as soon as she came over, I fixed it right away, and the red went away because it's on my vibration. Okay, so that's how powerful you are through energy. Just by looking at that person, you can heal them instantly. That's the mind system and how it works fast. Okay. That's what it is. That's how powerful the mind is, you know? So, and you can change things through DNA structures of body systems if you understand the heat signatures of its body. Because everybody resides on a heat signature. Okay, they have to. That's how you get located systems. So devices, you know, like I said, you lose your phone, that's on a GPS signal, right? But that's electronic, so that's how it connects through its line system because it's going through its satellite dish, right? Everything is a computer device, but once you understand the hydraulics and how everything's connected, everything through electricity is connected through a mind system, but it's an hydraulic system, right? That's why it has little, you know, negative wires, positive wires. It's got circuitry elements and all that. Remember I was telling you about the point divisions, how it has circles? Well, that's a keyboard. Okay, that's a graphing keyboard. That's what that is. It's a structural system that's connected to its platform of its phone system. Okay. So understanding how that's created, right? Everything is created through its atom, which is electronic interference through its connection, right? So it's a platform. Everything has to have a platform before it becomes its source. And then it becomes an electronic source through an electronic interference force. And that force recognizes, and that's how you communicate through the phone from one to another, through its communication of its line signal through a gamma ray system, right? Because everything's a radioactive signal, right? But it goes way beyond that once you understand who you are, you know? So. Oh, May of Gold, how you doing? Send your energy now, going into bone biopsy. Oof. Another year and I finished it. No worries. Good for you. I'll keep high rising your divisions and your bone structure. I'll change your bone DNA structures now because I'm on a higher division right now. So I'm going to put heat signatures around your bone frequency system, and it's going to change everything through anomaly system. Okay? Because I'm in the year 7020 right now. So everything is going to work out. Just keep the positive, like I said. Yeah, and I'll bring up the vibration centers. That's what happens when things are misled, miscommunicated. Everything through its intelligence. Once it goes into your system, it forms into the body system, then it circulates and rotates, then it goes into its nerve stem system, then it goes into its cartilage, and then it goes into its bone. Once it goes into its bone, it's extremely hard to get out because now it's trying to deteriorate, right? So it's very important to understand the DNA structure of that person, okay? But to me, it's not bone, it's electricity, okay? You guys are made from particles of energies, right? You're just in a human vessel with a bone structure, okay? But once you understand the electricity system and where you reside on this space connection system, then you understand how to change everything through the coloration of its bone system. Okay, so that's how you bring it back, the white cells, right? But like I said, everything's created through its negative system. So, yeah, send the love. Yeah, the unconditional love, everything. Yeah. JJ, how you doing? Aging. I'm 50 years old. I don't even look my age. I have no lines. My energy system high rises on so many divisional levels of electronic interference. I'm a heat signature of a dimensional point system and an activation code through a hedron of its biochemical system. That's what I am. Okay. Everything takes time because everybody's DNA structure is on a different writing system through a planet system. Everybody resides on negative and positive wires. The more positive people are, the more easier to heal the planet system through vibration to bring it back its balance. But that dimensional set system of its earth is going to keep high rising no matter what. right? So that's why I'm giving everybody of what's going on, because I think people want to know what's going on with space. Okay, I think people want to know what's going on with their body and their health. I think people want to know what's going on with their communication with themselves. That's what you got to look at. You really have to look at your life system and how important it is through your mind frequency system of its balance system. Okay. No, I don't look 50, but I'm 50. I'm extremely healthy. And the energy alone is exceptionally, like, I've got tremendous, tremendous power when it comes to perception and communications of energy of anything through vibrations, through any solar systems. That's what I'm saying. I can do heat signatures in your body system in seconds and change everything through the molecule system. Okay, I can look at you and look at your framing system of your scanning mechanism system, change all your frequency of its mind system. I can change your perceptions, high rise your divisions, put you in the angelic realms. I can formulate your circulation rotation system through a dimensional port activation code system. These are the things I can do, right? That's how powerful you are when you high rise your divisions to 7,020. Imagine what I can do when I get into the 10,000 years later, into the future. So just imagine how powerful you are through the hydraulics, right? But there's reasons for everything. There's reasons why people are on this dimensional earth. There's a reason why people are given a purpose, right? Everything's a mission with your life system. It's just how important is your health to you? How important is your communication to yourself? How important is your health? How important is for you to communicate with others? How important is your life through forwardness? These are the things you have to look at, not think at, look at, right? So, but I'm loving the questions. It's great that you guys have questions. I really appreciate, the more personally you get, the more you can get down to its source of your problem. That's what you have to do, right? To really understand why I can't move forward in life, right? I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a practitioner. I'm not a Reiki master, okay? I'm everything through the multiverse system, through its dimensional set system that connects on all waving cycles of all energetic waving systems. They're connected through the hydraulics of its mind, of its capacitors, of its solar system intelligence, everything through its connection of its vibration systems, everything through its portal activation codes, everything that's connected through its perceptions, through nature's core, everything that's connected through water's continuum, everything that's connected through all atmosphere systems, right? So understanding how powerful, again, the mind is, then you understand everything through its communication. Okay? It's not the confidence. It has nothing to do with confidence. It's understanding what the mind is. It's going way beyond everything. Okay? Because that's what it was before. And that's why there's so much distance with the dimensional earth. Right? So there's reasons why there's change. Everything has to change. It's risky, but everything's a risk. And that's the beautiful thing. Right? Grass is always greener on the other side. Right? You got to look at things positive all the time. Now, I know it's hard for a lot of people because you still live in that human brain. But understand, when you get out of the conceptual brain through its mind system, you become that computer. And that analytical mind system changes everything through its theory. And then you get into the bio. Once you get into the bio, then you understand everything through its involvements. So, but that's great though, man. Gold, you keep high rising. That's good stuff for you. See, life is only a struggle if you make it a struggle. Okay? Nobody else does that for you. You do that. As soon as you wake up, you ask yourself, where am I going in life? How do I get to where I want to go? I've said this before in my back phrasing videos. Everybody should know that. How do I move forward? What do I need to do? Okay. You start off with meditation. Okay. And meditation just opens up everything. You have to understand how the mind system was created. Once it's created, then you understand what it's trying to do. Okay. So, like I said, again, you have the human brain in a human vessel. Then you have the human mind. It connects with you. Now, you live that life source through lifespan system. You circulate and rotate. So it's understanding when you come awake, it wants to come out. Okay. And when it comes out, you become more powerful. And that's how you become your higher self through the galactic matrix and simulation. But once you get into simulation, everything's easy. Everything's easy. You know everything. And that's how powerful it is. And it goes way beyond its understanding because you're knowing information that's already there. Okay. And you just keep uprising. You know, it just never stops. It never stops. It can't. That's like stopping the creation of everything through its flowing mechanism. It can't happen. It can't, because that will stop everything through oxygen levels of humanity systems, and their brain systems will not function. Okay? That's how powerful the mind is. So, where am I right now? What's my next step? Well, your mind conceptual system has to understand the logical system through its analytical mind system. Let's say you have to understand the mind system completely and fully through its mastering systems. So you understand your chakra formations, you understand your line formations, you understand a little bit of point division. You're still in a confusing line signal when it comes to the mind. Same with Ash, because you guys are going like this. The mind doesn't know what it's doing, right? It's bouncing up and down. It's got to come out, right? So really, really concentrate. When you're talking to somebody, don't talk through the brain, talk through the mind. So it's understanding what that person is saying before it's said. I know it's complicated, but that's the mind telepathy, right? So it's somebody's saying something, you already know what's going on, right? That's how you can activate through its telekinesis, right? So you're understanding their communication levels before they say something. So that's a practice mode system. Try to use that through a party, event, or whatever, through communication. Do it through friends, family, loved ones, whatever. But it's very important that you understand what the mind is. So communicate there. Start with that. Or like I said, you want to keep high rising, go through my PayPal, because that's what Michael did, right? Michael wants to be extremely formative. I gave him out of his mind system. He's a capacitor system now. He's out of his mind system. He's creating his own anomaly through a planet system now, guys. That's how powerful it is, right? So understanding what's going on, next time you see Michael, if he comes on, you'll know how powerful he is, because he understands more and more and more and more. It keeps high rising, right? Like I said, you help me, I help you. That's the way it works, right? That's the only way. You can do it through meditation, but meditation, you have to think with not just the brain. You have to think with the mind. You have to be the mind, become the mind, master the mind, master everything around the mind, master the yin and yang, become the yin and yang. That's what it is. It's going way beyond. It's extremely hard to do through meditation, right? So if you ask Michael when he comes on how high-rise he is, how powerful he is now, right? It's all believing in the mind. Believing is seeing, not seeing is believing. Now, remember I was telling you can do a heat signature of a diamond core or anything through its triangular base or square or circle. Okay? Once you understand its intelligent line signals of what each shape is, then you understand its activation of its line system through intelligence fragmentation line system. It's connected. The reason why I say that twice is because it's 2-element line systems. I'm connecting through other planet systems. I'm not just communicating with you guys. I'm communicating with everything. Okay? So my connection device systems right now is going on 10,000 years later. So they understand my information because it's coming through my voice and grids. All right? So I'm giving back of what's going on with its triangular base. So you have to understand point line division through its activation code system. Okay, then you understand the intelligence signals. So, and then when you be able to see your electronic interference, right, you're going to be able to understand that your pyramid system is going to be able to come at you through its coloration, right? See, it's extremely powerful. Now, I just made a pyramid system through a point divisional level of a simulation of a world system. It's connecting through the hedron, okay? All right, so your body systems right now are circling and rotating on all cycle systems, okay? So your molecule system is changing right now. Your fragmentations of your octave levels, and octave levels are its connection through its mind receptors. And mind receptors are connected through its body frequencies, and the body frequencies are connected through its bioatmosphere systems, okay? Now, once I let go of this pyramid, you're going to see the pyramid for what it is. Do you see that? Do you see that pyramid? You saw the pyramid, right? I can create pyramids now in the atmosphere system because I'm in the bioatmosphere now. So it's understanding that I put my hand like this and I can understand the atom system. And I can create a whole new division of a cube. Okay? All right? Understanding what's going on with electronic interference. So that's cycle division through a portal of action of a dimensional set system, circulating and rotating. So it's a wind cycling system. It's like a tornado. It's understanding its communication. And once you understand its communication, you understand the energy of its information. So everybody should see a circle right there. That's the atom system, and the electronic interference comes up, right? Okay. Extremely powerful. Now I can see that, how it's created. There's energy fields. Powerful stuff. See? But did you see the pyramid? You see the line fragmentation? That's electronic interference through heat signatures. So I can create shapes and anything through its anomalies of letters, numbers, and shapes. It's through its connection with its atmosphere. So it's drawing into the atmosphere, and I see, okay, I can see the shape now. I can draw a shape, and you can see it, see? You see it, electronic interference. You see it white, right? That's what I mean. That's how powerful you can be, right? That's going way beyond the mind. So I can draw in the atmosphere system now through electronic interference because I understand the communication through my atom system, through its soul system, its connection of its mind system, and its creation. So we'll go to the PayPal when okay, great. Okay, I'll do everything I can, Maeve Gold, but like I said, your toxins, just a little bit more. Your planet system is okay. So it's out of its realm system. Toxin levels are a little bit still there. It's on the right side cycles of its system. It's connecting through its energy systems right now. Change the vibrations. Say I have to low rise, right? Because I go from 7,000 down to, because she's on a low rise planet system. She's not in the 7,000, right? Everybody's on a different era, different timeline. So your vibrational signals are high rise again. Okay. A little bit of light and dark fragmentation system. Your vibrations on a high frequency. I'll bring back down its balance. It's on an off rotary system. So I'm going to change that. See, I'm doing this instantly now. So Maeve Gold, you should be feeling a little bit of heat signature in your body system right now. That's changing the electrical lights in the bone system. Bone system is very hard to get out. It can be done, but you have to completely illuminate the planet system that you reside on before you can change anything through its anomaly system. So, oh, great, excellent. But let's say you're gonna feel free. You're gonna go, what? Why didn't I do this before? But I know exactly what you need, Melissa, and this is going to high rise your divisions. Okay, so this is going to platitude your mind system into its solar system. Okay, so what I'm going to do, Melissa, because you're high rise through your divisions. Okay, you're a proactive system, but I'm going to take your mind completely out. You're going to communicate on all levels. It's communication of its stars, the communication of its simulation of its sun, and its simulation of its moon. But to you, I'm going to allow yourself to see yourself, to be yourself in the matrix, fully and completely. So you can understand line division, point division, activation of codes, and everything through its, I'll get you into the intelligent line signals. How's that? I'll get you into that. Then you understand what's going on. And you'll say, whoa, Andrew's right. The mind is everything. Okay? And then you understand. And everybody beneath you won't understand because you are now out of your mind system through an operation of a program system. Okay? Because everything is in order. It has to. You can't go from here to here. A lot of people go to my PayPal and they say, okay, I want this done. I can't do it. I only give you what you need. You want something different, but I can't do that because you don't understand the energy. It's extremely powerful energy. I can't put you into point activation of a star system if you don't understand your chakra system, right? I can't put you in a 7-divisional line system, okay, if you don't understand a root chakra or a sacral or your transformation lights or your connection through this crown, okay? So that's the only way anybody's going to high rise. And believe me, it's powerful, powerful stuff when you go out of the mind. Because you become a computer cognitive. The cognitive is everything through its energy, right? And then you understand everything. You'll get a basic understanding of what simulation is because it's invisible, right? And then it becomes visible. It's powerful, powerful stuff when you see stuff like through its energy force system. But your perceptions will change. Everything through your DNA structural bodies will change. So when I heal you, it's also your health changes. Okay, it has to because you're high rise into higher oxygen levels. So I'm trying to get everybody into the bioatmosphere, right? Because that's where the dimensional set system is. Okay, the new dimensional Earth, and it's on a biodome. It's powerful stuff. The dimensional Earth has its own spherical sphere. That's what it is. It's an energy field system that's on a hydrogen system, okay? It's not on an energy field. It's on a, it's a dome that's connected through its glass, but it's plasma, right? It's liquid. That's how powerful the dimension Earth is because let's say back in the 80s, 70s and all that, dimensional Earth was set in the system, it's in its solar system, but it didn't have that creative center through vibration. And that's why it kept low rising, right? So it's very important we not just bring up the vibration, but bring up the humanity of its vibration. And that's going to high rise it to the highest illumination light of its simulation. Okay? And then it has its own biodome through its cervical of its sphere, right? And when it becomes its own biodome of its cervical of its sphere, then it has its own electricity of its hydraulic. And that hydraulics comes extremely real. And your humanity system is more intelligent, more knowledgeable, okay, with its communication, with everything through your energy fields. So, yeah, you should be, Melissa. You should be. Because it's extremely powerful stuff. And once I give you this, it stays in the mind. Okay? And you just keep, once you're out of the mind, it's going to be a little bit freaky at first, Melissa, but you're going to understand that the mind is extremely real. And your proactive system will be no longer thinking of negative. It only thinks forward, right? And that's how you keep high rising. So you're going to be able to meditate out of the mind and not think with the brain. Okay? Because if you were thinking the brain, you wouldn't be asking these questions, right? What's my next step? I don't say that to anybody. I don't say, what's my next step? Because I know what my next step is. So, these things help out, right? I mean, that's what it's all about. I'm learning too. I got to go to 10,000 years later, right? That's something new for me. Okay? 20,000, 30,000 years later. These are the places I have to go because I'm fixing everything through its intelligence. Okay? So, and once you fix something, they give back. They give you gifts. They give you energy, right? That's what it is. But you have to be out of the mind system. You have to. It's the only way you can self-evolve yourself. It's the only way you can create everything through its evolution of yourself, through its life system. So everything is created through you. Okay? I say this again and again. I know it's extremely hard. It's hard to think out of the mind because nobody understands mind telepathy. It's trying to understand when you're at a party. What I used to do was like you pick a number from 1 to 10, right? And you try to figure out what they're thinking. Oh, how'd you know it was number 6? That's communicating with the mind, not the brain. The brain wouldn't know how to do that. That's the difference. It's understanding that you're understanding their thoughts instantly and knowing what number they're thinking of, because the thinking becomes knowing, and the knowing becomes doing, and the doing becomes activating, and the activating becomes portal, and the portal becomes high rise, and the high rise becomes intelligence. That's what it is, guys. Okay? Step by step. Okay, so the more you want to keep high rising, the more you want to go out of the mind system, the more powerful you want to get through its information. That's what you need to do, right? Because once you go through the chakra system, okay, it gets extremely complicated, okay? It's not just thinking with the mind, it's being the mind every day. So your invisible set system through a simulation of its world system that connects to the computer analytical graphing of its GPS system every single day. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, point taken to everything through communication. So the more you understand that, that's the only way you're going to high rise through your divisions, especially now, is to go through my PayPal, because the mind system is very powerful. And it's very hard to get out of that mind system when you don't understand what's going on with its brain system. The brain system doesn't understand the mind. The mind doesn't understand the brain, right? It does understand the mind and the brain if you live in the human vessel. But if you're communicating through the spiritual, no. No, because the mind itself is spiritual. It's 100% spiritual mortal. Okay? And that's what I'm saying. It's the creation of everything through the mind system. So I'll leave that with everybody. You guys are fantastic. Thanks for listening. I really appreciate everybody watching my YouTube channel. But like I said, you want to keep high rising through your divisions and you want to go through your mind systems. That's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. Everybody needs to do that now, because you're not going to understand anything that's going on through its mind system, right? I'm the only one that can bring you up higher through its divisions, and it happens instantly, okay? Instantly. You have no worries. The energy goes into you through its information, because I know how the DNA structure is connected. I know how to uprise your mind system, okay? I understand its communication with its mind. That's what I mean. It's understanding how to communicate with the mind, right? Understanding the hydraulics, the circuitry, the elements, the components, the compartments, everything through the panels of its division, everything through its framing, everything through its scanning, you know? So anyway, I love you guys very much. I'll keep you informed what's going on right now. And I'm going to be setting my divisions, and I'm going to be going to 10,000 years later. So I'll talk to you about what's going on right now through its activation of its vibrations. That's going to be extremely powerful stuff. Really powerful stuff. So any questions or comments are great. And like I said, let me know. Keep me informed. Send an email. I got all the information you need. Anything you want to know, I'm here to help and guide you and bring you forward. Okay? All right. So I'll talk to you guys later. This is Andrew Weston, High Rising, coming into 10,000 years later, on its connection of it, interforce of its connection of its interframing systems and its connection through its atmosphere systems. Calling it. Adios, everybody.